بكل روح وإرادة عازمة
قلت لها ما تقوليلوش كده، احنا لسه. قالت لي لا لا لا.
المنفعة المتبادلة للدول والحكومات العربية في صورة تكاملية تعود على شعوبها أكثر رفاهية وازدهار. ففي الاتحاد قوة نتغلب بها على الصعاب ونجتاز التحديات. اليوم نشهد معا فعاليات منتدى التجارة والاستثمار المصري.
Forum of trade and investment between Egypt and the Gulf Union 2025 that is organized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Migration and Expatriate Affairs and the Gulf Cooperation countries in cooperation with the trade chambers in the first edition from Egypt, from here, the land of peace. We are gathering here with all the expertise and to exchange points of views with the we also are going to discuss boosting partnership, and we are going to go through all the investments that has taken place and trade that took place between the Arab Gulf countries and boosting tourism and also boosting food, and we are going to wait for the positive recommendations, because all the cooperation has history. We are going to display this film. We are now in dear need to be one hand because in order to reach peace and with all our brothers in the Arab countries that we admire, I stress on the strategic relations with Egypt. Decades ago, there is one truth, that unity of blood and brotherhood and from Egypt and the Arab countries, it's a history of relations that is rooted in history, and this partnership have several phases because Egypt is not any partner but a unique one and the center of the Arab countries, and investments are going always with its eyes to Egypt, like energy, tourism, infrastructure and others, and it reflects the keenness of Arab countries to invest in Egypt because of the stable economy. It's a role model for the strategic economy and creating an Arab bloc that could compete with the West. The strategic location of Egypt and Suez Canal made Egypt unique for investment, and the role of the Suez Canal is also very important for trade. In strong steps reflecting the brotherhood, the investments from Egypt to the story does not end here, but the hands and the minds and the creative minds and expertise and professionals have made and established foundations. This cooperation between the people of the Arab countries and Egypt shows the important partnership, the relation between Egypt and the Gulf countries. Its historical roots, have its historical roots and have its own one vision. Egypt and the Gulf. Brotherhood. Trust. Egypt, the diamond of the throne of the Arab world, partnership between Egypt and the Gulf countries. Now, Ahmed Al-Wakil, head of Union of Arab Chambers, would deliver his word. In the name of God, peace be upon you. Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouly, Your Excellencies, head of the Gulf Union, my dear colleagues from the business world from Egypt to the Gulf, attendees, in the name of 6 million workers, I have the honor to welcome you, members of the Gulf Union organization, in their second home in Egypt. I welcome you. You found today from the first sessions of this forum, and the coming sessions you're going to see Egypt today, and you are going to follow the services provided by Egypt, the partnership between the Egyptian state and its private sector have opened a way for partnership from several countries in the Gulf and several sectors. So it's opened, Egypt is opened for attracting investment, and we have worked to develop our bilateral relations through a fruitful cooperation between the countries and the trade chamber. And all this is a small point in the sea of what Egypt can offer. Let me speak. The Gulf investments in Egypt mainly from the youth generation, but unfortunately very few of the new generation. And here I would like to say to these generations, to my brother Sheikh Saleh Kamel, I have met and have a great experience, but there hasn't been keenness on investments. So we're looking forward for increasing the investment, and this is a message that is very clear. So we have to take in consideration this message. We are facilitating the business world. In the coming sessions, we would like to offer facilitations for the business sector. Why did I mention this? Because actually the world and the economy in the world is witnessing changes because of the crisis and the changes in the geopolitical situation. Also, the economy is changing, and also the high rates of inflation in these within these challenges, and also with the expertise and it's very well known because it has its impacts on the economy of Egypt and of the Gulf countries. So we have to put hand in hand and boost cooperation within the crisis taking place. We have to manufacture and to export to Africa and other free trade zones that are available to Egypt. So Egypt is going to help us on this. We have to benefit from the agreements signed because we're going to be the center of like in Alexandria, and that is going to open for us new horizons and new markets. In order to implement the infrastructure projects in Egypt, we have to struggle in order to implement this. In order for the land reclamation. The Arab integration is and this Arab dream has to be taken in consideration. So I have told you, I wish you fruitful sessions. Thank you so much. Peace be upon you. We thank Ahmed Al-Wakil for his welcoming word and his explanation of the chances inside Egypt that is going to be discussed during the sessions. The main point of views concerning international and regional issues is making nations or Egypt and other Gulf countries have the same stances concerning the regional issues and their keenness for peace and stability. The regional is changing and this made us to think that it's essential to make a economic partnership from Arab countries, because economy and politics is two faces of one coin. Now the Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Aati, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Migration and Expatriate Affairs, would deliver his word. In the name of God. Dr. Mustafa Madbouly, Prime Minister of Egypt, Mr. Mohammed al-Badawi, Secretary General of Gulf Countries Union, Mr. Khalifa Al-Ujail, the Minister of Industry of Kuwait, Majid Al-Qasabi, Minister of Trade in Saudi Arabia, Ahmed Al-Wakil, the head of the General Union of the Egyptian Chambers attendees. At first, I would like to thank Dr. Mustafa Madbouly, Prime Minister, for attending this important forum, and I greet their excellencies from the Gulf organization. I welcome them in their second country, Egypt. We appreciate you so much as our brothers in order to implement fruitful cooperation. Today we are happy to receive the Forum of Trade and Investments Gulf. And it comes in a very important time that Egypt witnesses very good and excellent relations between Egypt and the Gulf countries. The Egyptian Gulf relations have historical, deep-rooted historical relations. There are unique political relations between President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the kings and presidents of the Gulf Union. I thank Qasim al-Badawi for the exerted efforts. He exerted to implement this idea, to implement this forum, and now it's I thank him so much. I would like here to stress that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is giving very good care for the relations between Egypt and the Gulf Union, and he's giving his directives to the Prime Ministry and the Minister of Foreign Affairs to boost cooperation between Egypt and the Gulf countries, and especially the Gulf Union. This forum comes within the framework of boosting relations between Egypt and the Gulf countries. That is very clear in the historical relations between Egypt and that make both parties will benefit. I would like to praise also the economic relations between Egypt and the Gulf Cooperation Council that shows paves way for opportunities for boosting partnerships between the two parties, especially within the regional changes and international changes that is going on very quickly and makes us face challenges. Within this context, I would like again to appreciate all the role played by the Gulf Cooperation Council and boosting the path of the Arab, on top of which His Excellency Hazem al-Badawi. And we met in several meetings and during the month of Ramadan we met in Mecca. We have met on the sideline of ministerial meetings that gathered Egypt and the Council of Gulf Cooperation Council, and we spoke of boosting the partnerships in trade and investment. So this forum is a coronation for the relations in the path of integration between two parties. Ladies and gentlemen, as I've just mentioned, this forum shows the political will to open new horizons of the cooperation between Egypt and the Gulf in several fields, and it is going to be a platform for discussion and a good opportunity to get closer to the map of investments and the developmental projects and national projects taking place in Egypt. I also looking forward for boosting the cooperation also with the Egyptian private sector and to make benefit of this through that Egypt is providing facilitations for attracting investments from the Gulf side, and also cooperation in clean energy and renewable energy, and benefiting from the high experienced workers in Egypt. So because it's very important, the workers of Egypt who are going to provide us with full help. I would like here to say that we're concentrating on a number of sectors, main sectors that could be a milestone for the partnership and the industrial integration, especially in medical and pharmaceutical industries, electric cars, land reclamation, food, also communication and artificial intelligence, and cooperation in housing and tourism, energy and renewable energy and clear energy. the hosting of Cairo to this forum is going to be a milestone and a cornerstone that is going to result in a great cooperation between Egypt and the Gulf countries, and is boosting the brotherly relations between Egypt and the 6 Gulf countries, and is going to provide a great investment atmosphere between the two sides. Also, we have to benefit from both sides. That also Egypt have reached to implementing several developmental projects that we're going to discuss during this forum, and also the projects of the infrastructure in Egypt. We were keen to, with Bassem al-Badawi, to establish this forum to invite businessmen from Egypt and the Gulf countries in order to discuss the creating an investment atmosphere and a trade atmosphere, whether between the Egypt and the states of Gulf, or between Egypt and its private sectors to the 6 Gulf countries, because actually the private sector in Egypt is very important, and it's providing also very good support and creating atmosphere of trade and investment in Egypt that could be cooperating with the Gulf countries. Also, Egypt have established new cities. Also, the projects that is introduced by the private sector in Egypt is very important. We have take benefit from it. We are going to inspect a number of projects in Egypt in order to see it on the ground and the role that is made by the private sector. I would like here to stress on the encouraging the role of the private sector, because the private sector is the boosting the trade and investment. It is going to link us with the Gulf countries. So the private sector in Egypt is helping and supporting the economy in Egypt, and we are going to provide the facilitations for all the Gulf investments that is going to take place in Egypt, whether with the state of Egypt or with the state and the private sector. So we stress again that I call on you to implement the utmost benefit from this forum, and to benefit your utmost benefits from this benefit win-win, and to take in consideration that Egypt is a gate for Africa and Europe. So this is going to deepen the partnership between Egypt and the Gulf cooperation countries. So we are going to reach the economic integration by this. This is the first forum, but is going to be followed by other forums. So it's going to take place in Egypt and in other Gulf countries. That is going to result in partnerships between Egypt and the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. I thank you and thank all the ministers from Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and from Egypt, and for the very well organized forum here in Egypt. I thank all the businessmen from and we thank the Gulf chambers and the Egyptian chamber and the free zones for organizing this forum. And I thank also the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thank you so much, and we hope discussions is going to be fruitful. To peace be upon you. Thank you very much, Foreign Minister, and the plan he has put within our hands between Egypt and its Gulf countries. The partnership between Egypt and the Gulf Cooperation Council and the Gulf efforts and the partnership with Cairo in several fields. The Gulf is looking forward for boosting cooperation with Egypt and partnership. Now Jassim Al-Bidawi, the Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council, to say his word. In the name of God, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouly, Dr. Badr Abdul Aati, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriate Affairs, the Minister of Industry in Kuwait, Ministers, attendees, peace be upon you. I have the pleasure to participate in this forum that is held under the theme the roadmap for investments between Egypt and the Gulf, and with the attendance of this that paves way for common, and this forum is held here in Egypt and is held in Egypt because it's our second homeland. At the start of my word, I thank President Abdel Fattah Sisi. I really thank him for Egypt's hosting this forum and the facilitations to facilitate the cooperation between Egypt and the Gulf countries, and Egypt looking forward for more and I would like to congratulate Egypt for inaugurating the Grand Egyptian Museum that is considered the biggest museum in the whole world. And here to thank my brother Badr for what he said in his word. Dr. Badr, from the first we discussed this, he was keen that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Egypt is coordinating in order to host this forum. So I thank him very much for his efforts. We thank you so much, my brother Badr. Ministers, Excellencies, we have the same heritage that is linking Egypt with the Arab Gulf countries. So we had the plan of 2028 that we spoke of in 2024 for boosting cooperation in several fields. We have also and it's going to be an effective platform and opening new horizons in private and public sector. And it shows the political will and political leadership, how wise it is in Egypt, the wise political leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, the relations between Egypt and the Gulf countries have witnessed a great leap in the past years, and it have witnessed a huge budget of cooperation, and in the field of investment, the investments is raising and is really witnessing a great leap. We are looking forward for boosting cooperation in the field of and also partnership and expanding the partnership between Egypt and Arab Gulf countries. And that is exactly what the Gulf Cooperation Council is looking forward. And we're witnessing great discussions. At the end, I would like to stress on the main points. The strategic relations between Egypt and the Gulf Cooperation Council is a milestone for the cooperation in the Arab world. Boosting cooperation and partnership is very important for our people's future and for the coming generations and for the future. We're looking forward that development is not made only by governments, but I stress the importance of the private sector, because it's the monitoring and it's moving the wheel of investment and trade. So the private sector is very important. This forum comes as an exceptional chance in order to know the importance of partnership and opening discussions and sessions to discuss the situation in the region and how we can cooperate despite any challenges, I thank you all, and I thank Dr. Mustafa Madbouly, the Prime Minister of Egypt, for his participation and his auspices and boosting relations of Egypt with other Gulf countries and the organizing of this forum. Thank you so much. Stressing on the continuity of these meetings that is going to boost cooperation. Peace be upon you. Thank you, Gasser Al-Bidawi, for your word. There are also horizons and point of views for boosting economic cooperation from private sector. The essential partnership is the private sector that is boosting the cooperation to reach the integration of economy. Sheikh Faisal Abdullah Rawas, the head of the Gulf Chambers, in the name of God, thank God, and peace be upon the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouly, Prime Minister of Egypt, Your Excellencies, businessmen, peace be upon you. I have the pleasure to express my admiration for the government of Egypt, and I thank the Gulf Cooperation Council and the General Chamber of the Egypt and everyone who participated in organizing this. That shows the cooperation between the Gulf Cooperation Council, and we are keen to boost the cooperation in the field of economy, the relations, economic relations between Egypt and the Gulf countries have raised and is developing actually significantly, and this numbers reflects the deep-rooted partnership, yet it needs more in order to benefit from the unique relations that gathers Egypt and the Gulf Council. And this relationship have resulted in a cooperation that have drawn a general cooperation, also digitalization in several fields like digitalization, and this boosts the relations. We are also boosting cooperation between Egypt and Gulf countries, especially in the field of trade. Ladies and gentlemen, both sides, the Egyptian and the Gulf, have several benefits and have unique things. So we would like to benefit from this because both sides have a great in addition to the strategic location of Egypt, which is the gate to Africa and gate to Europe, we can benefit from this by holding strategic projects. We have to cooperate in logistic investments. And this forum comes to complete this path and to exchange the point of views and to know the chances of trade and investment, and also to face the challenges that are facing the two sides. Ladies and gentlemen, we in the Gulf Cooperation Council, we give great care in order to deepen the relations between the Council and the Arab Republic of Egypt in order to boost the cooperation between Egypt and the Gulf countries. It's important for the sustainable development. This forum is a role model for what we should, how should be the cooperation and the partnership and the coordination that should take place, and that should encourage. We call from this platform to build bridges of cooperation between businessmen in Egypt and in the Gulf countries for the coming generations. At the end, I stress the Gulf Cooperation Council is abiding by the cooperation with Egypt to support all the projects that would make both sides benefit. I wish you the best of luck for our peoples. Peace be upon you. Thank you so much, Sheikh Faisal Al-Rawas, for his word, for strengthening the bridges of cooperation between Egypt and the businessmen and the Gulf Cooperation Council. Egypt has a unique location, strategic one, that links the West with the East, that paves the way for cooperation between Egypt and the Gulf countries, that depends on infrastructure, a strong one, that have paved way for have paved way for a great atmosphere of partnership. Now, Engineer Hassan Al-Khatib, Minister of Investment. In the name of God. Dr. Mustafa Madbouly, Prime Minister of Egypt, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, I welcome you to your second homeland. I have the pleasure to be among you in this brotherly meeting that is witnessing the partnership and cooperation and the brotherly relations between Egypt and the Gulf countries. That is a role model for every one, because the investments have been developed and boosted So it have increased in 4 years 50%. And it leaped, the investments, Gulf investments have leaped in the year 2023. That shows a great part of the international investments in Egypt. In addition to the expansion of Kuwait, Bahraini, Saudi Arabia investments in Egypt. These projects is a model for establishing and building. Ladies and gentlemen, during the past years, Egypt have paved the way, and the infrastructure is that makes Egypt linking between Africa, Europe, and Asia. This is going to help the investor to, and this has been reflected in the numbers in 1 year. Let me show you some of these numbers. The inflation has been lowered and retreated from 33% in March to 11.6%, and also the assets of foreign countries also have increased. The state have and also the taxes have been reduced. So this is of course positive in the trade policy. We were opened to the international markets, and also that was a very good step. We have reduced till 90% of the taxes. Also, there has been some taxes that have been lifted. And as for this result, Egypt is looking forward for, and this shows how positive, or that Egypt is going on the right track, and also to increase the exporting issue. So Egypt is getting ready for a new era that is going to witness digitalization in the government services. So it's going to provide very good services for the citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, Egypt is competing also and have a human base, in addition to a very developed infrastructure and a logistic location. what makes us a center for localization of industry in Egypt and Arab. We are going to make a partnership for some industries, for logistic services that boosts the exporting issue and turning the partnership to a sustainable partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, and we're also going to cooperate with China and the West in order to benefit from the relations between and the partnership between Egypt and the Gulf countries. Egypt is moving very quickly through clear mechanisms. What we live today is an Arab integration that is very clear and have a clear vision, and that I ask God to help and support us. Peace be upon you. Thank you so much, Minister of Investment. The cooperation in the field of trade is very important, and the investment. What is very important in this period is an investment and economy that is aware. Now, Khalifa Abdallah, Minister of Trade and Industry in Kuwait. In the name of God, Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouly, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, attendees, peace be upon you. I have the pleasure to greet you and greet the Arab Republic of Egypt, and thank you for the very well organized and the warm welcome and hospitality for this forum. I also thank you. I'm speaking to you as the president of the current round of the Gulf Cooperation Council. This trade forum is held under the theme boosting the cooperation between Egypt and the Gulf in the field of trade and investment. Ladies and gentlemen, the Arab Council countries is giving a great attention and care, giving great care for the cooperation between Egypt and the Arab countries. We are looking forward for the cooperation in the field of energy, renewable energy, infrastructure, and food, and that is very important for their development. Through the joint projects, we were able to boost the cooperation, and it boosted and made the two sides go on the right track. The Gulf countries appreciate the efforts exerted by the Egyptian government and facilitating the procedures. So facilitating the procedures is very important thing that we thank you about. Your Excellencies, the economic relations have witnessed a great leap witnessed a great leap in 2025, and it's going to witness again in 2026. These numbers is showing the importance of the partnership between both sides. Today we are looking for other sectors like the clean energy and digitalization and infrastructure and economic zones. These are important fields that's going to make us link the markets in our countries with the markets in Egypt. Ladies and gentlemen, attendees, the countries of the Gulf Cooperation Council, we are looking forward for more investment atmosphere that is attractive to attract the private sector and to be a limestone for the sustainable development. In Kuwait, we stress our keenness to abide by the cooperation between the Gulf countries and Egypt, and to boost the channels of cooperation. At the end, I thank the Arab Republic of Egypt for hosting this forum, for their exerted efforts to organize this forum. We hope it would succeed and would result in an integrated cooperation between Egypt and the countries of the Council. Thank you very much. Peace be upon you. Thank you, Mr. Khalifa Al-Ajil. Now we are going to speak about chances of implementing projects. So after the challenges that we have faced. Dr. Maged Abdullah Al-Qasabi, the Minister in the Saudi Arabia. Peace be upon you. We have prolonged the words, but it's a very important forum. Prime Minister, my brother, Dr. Mustafa Madbouly, Dr. Badr Abdel Ati, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriate Affairs, my brother, Engineer Hassan Al-Khatib, Minister of Investment and International Trade, Qasim Al-Bidawi, the head of the Gulf Council, and also the head of the Egyptian Chambers, ladies and gentlemen, peace be upon you. At the start, I have the pleasure to tell you the greetings from to send you the greetings of the King of Saudi Arabia and the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and wishing for the success and development of the Egypt. I really greet Egypt, the people and the President for the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum. This great civilization built, but it's a role model for the identity and changing history to value, and also boosting Egypt's and boosting tourism in Egypt. I have the pleasure to be with you today in Egypt. This is Cairo, which have taken our hearts. The Egyptian Saudi relations is a historical one that is supported by a joint political leadership, and it's an integrated relations, and also for the vision of Saudi Arabia 2030 and Egypt vision 2030. So both countries are trying to fulfill sustainable development of the year 2030. The trade percentage between the two countries in the year 2024 reached $16 billion US. So that's a very high number, of course. And the trade exchange between the past 5 years reached $72 billion US. Now in the Saudi Arabia, more than 10,000 companies, Egyptian companies, are working in Saudi Arabia, among them very famous companies for building and housing projects. 1,600,000 Egyptians are working in Saudi Arabia. These numbers shows the deep-rooted relations between Egypt and Saudi Arabia. So it did not stop here, but also Egypt is cooperating with the Gulf Arab countries in the Gulf Council. So this is also a significant thing. I would like to stress that the also business cooperation between Egypt and Saudi Arabia is also significant very much. In this context, the Saudi Arabia was able to implement great leaps in